Hello, I'm Darren.
I'm Debbie.
This is the elusive
Tyrion!
Tyrion!
Look at that fur.
And welcome back to our channel.
Now then, I'm just going to plus-8 him with some apple. My little naughty Nora.
Really? He's gone?
He's off.
Hope you've had a good week.
Yeah, and...
Thanks for all the comments.
Yeah.
And bits like that,
and for future reference as well, what we're going to be doing is videoing it like we are now on a Thursday afternoon. So ideally, if you're going to send in guesses and questions and whatnot, we need them to be before then.
Yeah.
So you get almost a week.
Yeah.
But it gives Darren
a bit of time to
do the editing and argue with his computer.
Yeah.
But yeah. Right. So as the Tyrion seems determined to be out running around, and I can't show you my lovely Christmas t-shirt I'm wearing from Mummy properly. And your Grammy got it for me, didn't she? Yeah.
Oh, then pull it out, go on.
Right, I don't know if you can...
My Patronus is a hamster. There you go. I haven't got my Christmas one on. I've just got a...
No.
I've got a Sherlock one on.
His didn't go through the wash load at the same time, so...
No. Well, it smells
of vinegar.
Yeah, so it smells of vinegar, so it's rather strongly.
Right, my wiggly one. Good God, you're an absolute nightmare. You're hyperactive. Right. Have you been eating sugar?
Alright, let's put you back.
Yep. Right, guys.
Right.
So we are back with you, and as you can see, Tyrion has now changed to Mishka. He was in her ball, but decided she'd had enough.
Yeah.
So,
right. So we had the Sherlock ones last week. We had the first one, was a statuette one. I think most people got that.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite obvious.
Angela, just look at Andrew and Leanne and things like that. See just offhand. Gonna get that.
I think that was.
It was quite an easy one. I did when I saw that. I thought, oh, I'd go for that one because it was quite easy. Yeah, Lily Wayne got it as well on that one. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yes. So we will have a look at the answer, see what it says.
Debbie guessed that as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Meaning me. Mishka told me. Mishka, you're on the wrong shoulder if you want everybody to see you.
Need to find it.
Daddy's camera over there, you see.
I'll just have to read it from here because it doesn't fill up full pages.
Alright,
so it's got what's an old chap, you best stick to medicine. Oh, said two men were in cahoots. The pair picked a likely item. One buys it, talks up the value of its twin, and then the other sells it back into the same dealer at great profit. They split the proceeds, and when the poor dealer comes hoping to sell what he thinks is his companion piece, the original client has moved on. Instead of making 800, he's lost 200. The pair were only caught in their deception because they became greedy and tried two such things in London in too short space of time.
Say bye-bye, Mishka.
And the other one, we may have only had, I think we only had Leanne went on that one. Leanne
I'll
Miller.
be honest, I couldn't be bothered.
I mean, I got that one. Took a little bit of work out, but yeah.
Ironically, it would have been pretty much what I'd have guesstimated.
Yeah, so Leanne, the first thought was £24, which would be 1 stone 10, but she decided to change it to £30, so it'd be 2 stone 2 pounds. And sticking with this answer. Yeah. Yeah, that one hasn't got one on it. And Lolly Wynn was going to work out the Sherlock and the anagrams.
But she forgot it.
But no, yeah, the only one who actually went on it was Leanne on it.
Well done, Leanne.
Which is fiendish one, isn't it? Yeah, which was the weights. Oh, okay. Which was the weights.
It's because he's trying to hold the camera and do that at the same time.
That's right. Right.
Right.
The weight's £30. Yep, as you read for. The three together weigh £180. The man and the child are 162 more than the dog, so the dog weighs half the difference between 162 and 180. So it's 180 minus 162, which is 18, divided by 2 is 9. The dog is 30% of the child's weight, so it's 9 divided by 30 times 100.
If you zoned out during that,
which is 30. Basically, you got because of the difference bits between them, it left 18 because there's two lots is 9. So you want 30% of that. But yeah, so well done, Leanne. On it.
Yeah, very well done.
Yeah.
Did anybody have a go at the anagrams?
The anagrams? Oh.
I did. Can I tell you?
You can. Angela's going to think about the anagrams there.
Just got to find where I did.
Leanne's one. So the first one is Nightmare.
Yes, that's what I had.
And my brain can't get past letterpost. No clue why, he hasn't got the right letters.
Ah, right.
So definitely wrong. So.
Nightmare, yes, I guess. Yeah. And Poltergeist.
Yeah. So she can't get past letterpost. No one thinks why because he hasn't got the right letters. But it is 4:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Right.
And and the anagrams on. I have to work out the Sherlock and the anagrams. Yeah, no. Lonnie Wayne didn't go for the anagrams either. No.
Nightmare and Poltergeist.
Poltergeist,
Stephen.
Yeah.
So I've got that on the right thing now. So
right.
Put that down. Right. So we'll have our tittle tattle tale, which is the word from last week. By the way, I made a slight error.
Yeah, it's not an unknown planet. It's an unknown plant.
The reason I think my brain said that is because Adalaster, meaning unknown star in Greek, this is the name given to newly discovered plants.
Yeah, because it was star, you thought it was planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a lazy reader. Right, the next one.
Yeah.
Is Aglet. Now, anybody
Aglet, I know Aglet.
Yes, anybody that watches watched Cocktail, the film, will probably know that Aglet means the plastic covering on the end of a shoelace.
Yeah. So I know what it is, but I saw Cocktail at the cinema and I haven't seen it since. So
yeah, no, him and his girlfriend, I can't remember her name.
Don't know.
But anyway, they had a discussion about somebody inventing things and we're talking about the little plastic bits.
Yeah.
So there you go, there's your word for the week.
Yeah.
And yeah, try and get it in a conversation.
Yeah. Right, so what's this one? Right, so now we've got the first Sherlock Holmes one from this one, which is Cold Hands.
Ooh.
I have another little thermal question for you, Holmes said to me. As you wish, I replied. Breathe slowly onto the palm of your hand, like so. How does it feel? Well, I said, warm and damp. Quite. Now repeat the process, but this time purse your lips and blow vigorously. The effect is considerably cooler, I said. But your breath and your hands are the same temperature on both occasions. So why the difference?
I know that.
Yeah. Strange ones, these ones are. And this one, yeah. I don't know if those ones are going to alter much from that.
No idea.
No.
I wonder how many people are now blowing on their hand.
Yeah.
Right, so what's the question on number 2?
What, the second one?
Yeah.
Right. The second one is Solaris. Holmes has never been especially interested in matters astronomical. He maintains, and not without a certain justification, I suppose, that the revolutions of the heavenly bodies have very little impact on solving crimes. He knows the moon's phases and is aware of oncoming eclipses, but otherwise maintains that he cares for which astronomical body moves around which, or how swiftly. Whilst I empathise with his focus, I feel a little differently. We live in a magnificent universe, and it seems a shame to me to not pay at least a little attention to its wonders. There is little so awe-inspiring to my mind as gazing up at the sky full of uncountable stars, knowing that any of them might be home to a planet with an intelligent being looking in my direction. I trust, that the Earth revolves upon its axis once per day, that being how the day is formed, as well as rotating entirely around the sun once a year in a counterclockwise direction. So my question is this: does your speed of rotation in relation to the sun change during the day? And if so, at what time are you moving the fastest?
That seems remarkably hard.
It does, yeah, it's sick.
I'm not writing down anything for number 2 or not yet.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to have a think.
I'm going to have to have a think on that,
yeah. Right. Now,
yeah, wasn't expecting things like that. There you go.
Right, so we've got Book of the Old-Fashioned Superstitions, Black Cats and Evil Eyes.
Yep.
What have we got today?
What have you got now?
Picking up pennies. This tradition comes from a nursery rhyme. This would probably coincide with my other one then. We commonly recite as "see a penny, pick it up, all day long you'll have good luck." In fact, the original rhyme featured pins, not pennies. See a pin and pick it up, all day long you'll have good luck. See a pin, let it lie, you'll feel what you... Oh, nice. You'll feel you...
Oh, it's going to be die, isn't it? Because he's running out of light.
You'll feel want before you die.
Nice.
This may in turn be derived from the Old English proverb, "He that will not stoop for a pin will never be worth a pound," which was first recorded in print in Samuel Pepys's diary in 1668.
No.
Grief. It is one of the many ancient sayings to promote the notion that is worth taking trouble over small things. That makes sense.
Yeah.
People who used the rhyme in the 1600s would also have been fearful of leaving a pin on the ground because of their associations with witchcraft.
All right.
Pins were thought to have been used to bind a spell in place or fix a desire for good or ill.
All right. So yes, that's why.
To an object that represents the person of whom the spell was being cast. If you didn't pick up the pin, a witch might find it instead and use it as a spell against you. That makes sense as well.
Yeah.
Pins were also used in hexes. We all know about the stabbing the old voodoo dolls, don't we? Which could perform to reverse the effects of damaging spells, often held responsible for misunderstood medical ailments that affected citizens in the 17th century. Urinary infections, for example, were frequently treated by pins representative of the patient's pain into a glass.
Oh, right.
Oh, into a glass witch bottle.
Oh, right.
Along with a sample of their urine.
I thought they were going to put the pin somewhere else.
Yes, so did I. The mixture would be boiled to transfer the pain from the victim to the spell back to the witch. The bottle would then be burned or bricked up in the walls of a person's home to defend them against future curses. Actually, that is something that fascinates me, is all the things that are found in different homes.
Yeah, you get witch bottles and bits, don't you?
The superstition had more mundane foundations too, as pins were an essential tool for needlework, which was a necessity rather than a hobby in the 17th century home. It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. The switch from pin to penny seems to have occurred in early 19th century America. That's strange because they have dollars, don't they? Have dimes and cents.
Yes, no, but they call their 1 cent called a penny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, century American may have simply been a linguistic slip, although the appearance of the words "In God We Trust" on the American pennies is believed in some quarters to have transformed a castaway coin into a token of luck from the good Lord for those who believe in him. It's really weird, isn't it? How, let's say, you take a superstition and they can come from all these different backgrounds. But yeah, I mean, so obviously, like, see a penny, pick it up. All day long you'll have good luck. Leave a penny on the floor.
Don't know.
Something, I don't know. But that may even be in the Pop Goes the Weasel one at a later date. But yeah, right, so do you want an anagram or do you want to answer some questions first?
Alright, amazing.
I think if we go on the anagrams first.
Yeah.
Right.
You've actually brought it up prepared, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Alright. So we've already done the first two. We've got a piano trip. Is that a ghost? And kit or combs, not bed knobs. Oh, I can get what the last one is, just for the clue. But yeah.
I don't know. I'll have a look at them later.
Yeah.
That's Goldilocks.
Yep.
It's only a short one this time.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. Right. The Better Man. There was a huge wedding and about 300 guests. During the reception, the groom stood up to deliver his speech. He said that he wanted to thank everyone for coming, many from far afield, to support him and his new bride on their big day. He especially wanted to thank the bride's family for all attending. The groom then announced that each guest would take to the bottom of his chair a manila envelope. He explained that the envelopes contained his gift to everyone, to convey the strength of his feelings on the occasion, and invited the guests to open them. Inside each envelope was an 8x10 picture of his bride giving the best man some special attention in his downstairs area, because I'm not quite sure what.
No,
what
you couldn't know.
She visited downstairs.
Yes, yeah.
In the latter's back garden. At least it's with nature, I suppose. He had become suspicious and hired a private detective to follow his wife-to-be. As the wedding guests gasped in shock, the groom turned to his new bride and announced he was leaving her. The marriage was annulled the following day. So I'm not... urban legends, conspiracy theories and old wives' tales. I'm not quite sure what that would come under.
No, it's a story whether it happened or not.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
It's
It's like, did it happen when it may have done? It could be an urban legend.
Or it could be Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
So we've got one more left, which in the Pop Goes the Weasel one, but let's do some questions and answers.
Yes.
What you got for me? What have
Nothing
you
from
got?
them.
Yes.
Nothing from them. Nothing from them. Leanne's on week 2 calorie counting and eating healthy. She's the crazy one in her family. Right, here we go. We've got a couple of questions. All right, here we go. Got some questions. We've got a few from Amy Parkinson.
Let's take one at a time.
Right. We have got... she's been watching us a few here and there over Christmas and found a channel for a book called. She's a guinea pig mum.
Oh.
The hamster stole her heart.
Yes, understandable.
The Q&A section. When did you both start being hamster parents?
Well, Darren started quite late on, didn't you? Because
Yes.
we got our first one together, our little boy, and we
We got
loved him so.
We got together in February 2003. So it would have been 2003, 2004
that you had a
that we started getting together.
My first one was actually when I was 7 years old. So I've been caring for hamsters for, oh, crikey, nearly 40 years actually.
Yeah, 38 years, yeah.
38 years, yeah. My nan turned up at the playground to pick me up with my mum. And she said to me, Debbie, I've got you a hamster. Because she used to rescue animals all the time anyway. And I went running around telling everybody, then proceeded to run up to my nan and said, Nan, what's a hamster? And he was beautiful. His name was Barnaby. He was about a year old, I think, judging on the size and things. And he was a sweet little chap. He was very nervous to start off with, but I'm very patient with animals. I love all animals anyway. But no, he was my little mate, bless him, and I couldn't imagine not having a hamster. So yeah. So yeah, nearly 40 years.
Yeah. Did one of you have them before the other? Yeah, we've got that.
Yeah.
If you could choose, what would be your top 3 fandoms each?
What's fandom? Am I being thick?
Like Buffy or Harry Potter? Oh, that's 2 of yours. Top 3, yeah.
Harry Potter would have to be up there with Game of Thrones, actually. And I have a complete and utter love for Audrey Hepburn. But only in My Fair Lady I've seen her, actually, even after all these years and owning more films than that. So, I mean, I've got quite a few statues that remind me of her. But that stems as much from my nan as anything else. But just looking around the room, I'd say, yeah, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so I've got...
Supernatural, I suppose, actually.
Yeah, they got Supernatural. I go for DC, sort of in Batman mostly. DC.
Yeah, I love I love Catwoman.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh God, yes. How can I forget that?
Would be one. There are so many. That's the trouble.
That is the problem.
We've got like Miss Marple and Poirot, so you've got Agatha Christie that would be the fandom on that, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, so in that case that would actually go past Supernatural.
So we like let's say Supernatural, love Lost Girl as well. Grimm. Ones like that. Christ.
So many.
There are so many, so many. Because we just done Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Not the films.
Films are a bit
games. I love the games. And Dragon Quest. I love the games.
Yeah, Dragon Quest. Well. Yeah. I say there's so much.
Yeah, I mean, I do apologise. My throat keeps frogging.
There are so many. I don't think I could actually put it down to 3.
Goonies would be another one.
Yeah.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for you when you were a child.
Yeah, but so that's
Is,
not really fandom sort of, but it's
it's
you got ones down there.
Really
You got your House of the Night and your Morganville Vampires as well.
And my Ellie Dean books, they're amazing.
Yeah. Hey. But yeah, loads of bits.
Yeah, I mean there is. There are.
I've probably forgotten.
Harry
a hell of a lot.
Probably the front runner for the simple reason is I've got more stuff. Harry Potter wise, the first thing we ever bought together actually was a dragon.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly frank with you,
who is up there?
That wasn't a Game of Thrones.
You can't see him great, but no, you can't really see him up there.
No, I need to get him down and give him a really good dust.
Yeah.
I'm asthmatic, and he's up there, and I'm down here. So
so we love the Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles, which I don't know if we're actually going to get these ever again, because they're supposed to have been going to being made into a TV series. Son was helping her with it, Christopher Rice, but as she died a little while ago, don't know if that's actually going to go into anything now.
No, I mean, I think serious fandom, if I'm allowed to say detectives, which covers everything from Father Brown to Miss Marple, Sherlock, because there's no way I can pinpoint on that. As if you make me, it'd have to be Marple.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not, if you know what I mean. As I said, Harry Potter. And the third really is a mixture of all different things. And that is the problem. Because
Monty Python, I've got as well.
Yeah, I've only seen those once, actually. Yeah.
You've never seen the TV series?
No. But no, I mean, there's only what, 4 years between us? 3.5, 4 years?
4 years, yeah, about 3.5, 4 years, yeah.
So
Rocky Horror Show.
I mean, it means Rocky nothing now. Rocky Horror I've only seen once as well. Same as Little Shop of Horrors. See, it was all... It was... Those 3.5, 4 years mean nothing now, but when you're younger, it does.
Warhammer. The fantasy role play and the 40k.
Either way, there's too many to mention.
Yeah, it's far too many.
Yeah,
we could keep going on this for hours.
Quite easily so. But yeah, I mean, everybody knows how much I love my Harry Potter stuff. And I think everybody pretty much knows now how much I love my detectives.
What would be your current favourite boxes and box subscriptions?
Witch Casket. They were the ones that started us on the love affair.
Yeah,
I love my Harry Potter ones, and I love my other witchy ones. But Witch Casket was the one where
so Witch Casket is my
got through a proper whipping box.
Yeah, so Witch Casket is a favourite one like that. Geeky ones, it's Click Crate.
Click Crate has been the best.
Classic Click Crate. Because you get so much value.
And I love my Harry Potter stuff, although I get quite cross with both Loot Crate and Geek Gear sometimes when I feel they're a little bit lacking.
Loot Crate, we're missing. Loot Crate, we're still missing too.
I know.
Because you cancelled
them, but we cancelled them because they've got 2 lots of our money from it, and we've still not seen hide nor hair of the boxes.
Yeah, and I've still got one WWE box I'm waiting for, and I just keep putting them back. So they were supposed to be due out in December, middle of December. Now it's middle of January, and if I look now, it's probably going to say middle of February or early February. It's going to say for them. I don't know how
places get away with it, but no. No, so that's Witch Casket, and I love Debonella. I absolutely adore them. And Darren's shown me the picture of her cat now, which is oh my god, he's gorgeous. Well, she's gorgeous. Anyway,
right, you've got all questions. Self-confessed nosy person. So's Debbie.
So am I. Quite happily, I am. Intrigued, I think's the word.
And and the other ones we've got are Lolly Wayne.
Right, hang on, hold that thought. I'm going to get you to take a break for a second. Right, just going back or backtracking to one question from Amy. I I'm referring to Syrian hamsters.
Right.
Our love affair with Russian hamsters all started with Eva. And, well, actually, it started with me and Darren babysitting my niece and nephews, two winter white Russians.
Which were Ghost and
Winter.
And
I fell in love with them. They were pom-poms with eyes, quite literally. And we got 2 robos because
Stew and Dumpling.
we got confused.
Dumpling attacked his brother, so we had to separate them.
To be fair, Stew attacked Dumpling first.
Yeah, but...
And then Dumpling retaliated, and we separated
rather badly. He retaliated rather badly.
Let's say he retaliated, and to be perfectly honest, we separated them as quickly as we could. We tried giving them a wheel each, made sure there was 2 of everything in there first of all.
Yeah, because I said
basically I followed every guidance I was given.
Yeah.
Because they liked being together, it's just they used to niggle over the wheel.
Yeah, so we put 2 wheels in.
They still wanted 1 wheel.
Yes,
the same
they
wheel.
did the same wheel.
And I mean, it was quite sweet because
she would go into the other wheel, and as soon as he went into the other wheel, Dumpling would go in there and say, "That's mine."
Yeah, so we did separate them. We
kept them next to each other in cages, but the cages were separate.
Right. We lost Stew quite early on. But that could have been more to do with where we got him from.
Or it could have been his brother. Even though you denied it.
So, I mean...
But Dumpling was so loving, and he was...
He really was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a bit of a grumpy old man as he got older, but he was sweet.
He saw that the other hamsters were getting cuddles, and he wanted it.
Yeah.
He didn't want touching, but he wanted that. So he forced himself to want it in the end, and he got it.
I mean, we
always
go at their time. I mean, one of the ones we took on from Pets at Home because they knew we were experienced hamster owners. And she had psychological problems because she was the only hamster that ever had escape, and she actually went missing for a week in the store, which was obviously, and she did suffer with brain damage with that.
Mental problem. It wasn't brain damage, mental problem. We could only ever touch her if she was eating. If she was eating, you could stroke her back. Otherwise, she'd have you.
And she'd welcome it as well. I mean, and she continually talked. Your mum absolutely loved her, didn't she?
But when we got her, we said, 12 hours. She screamed for constantly. Oh, what have we got here?
It was fine.
She calmed down
continuously. We left her alone to be quiet, talking to her, just quietly and calmly. No quick movements, no harsh sounding words, even if they weren't. I mean, because Tyrion's known to get jumpy at harsher sounding words. Unfortunately, T words is one of them. Yeah,
he's known because we T, yeah.
But no, she did. She was with us. So she bless her.
Yeah. So she was with us. She was with us for a couple of years.
When we lost Stu,
but she was.
We actually we double checked with my sister-in-law what they were, because the problem is when they're little, they don't necessarily look as round.
No.
And we went to Pets at Home and spoke to them, and like anything, when I take on a different hamster, I do research, and it's important to do that even if it's on cats, which are different breeds, because just because you've had a cat or a dog or a hamster, different breeds, even if they're mixed with 2. I mean, one of the cats that we had growing up, he was half Bengal, half pure Persian. Yeah. Basically, his mummy and daddy were show cats, and unfortunately, they got out the enclosures and mated. So he was you know. But you see, Burmese are absolute pigs. They will stuff themselves stupid. Persians are picky, and they will only have small amounts, and they often hide their food.
Yep.
So, you know. Anyway,
Right. Yep.
So our Russian experience only started a couple of years ago, really.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more precise than that.
Right, and Lollyweens.
Lollyween, what does Lolly want to know?
She wants to know how we met.
Parts of this I'm not willing to go into because it involves somebody else, and that's not fair.
No.
And after losing my partner, I'll put that much.
Yeah, I was working at I was second steward, which deputy bar manager, basically, at a conservative club in Hove.
My mum and dad.
And your mum and dad were members there, weren't they?
Members there at the Legion. They used to be members of the Labour Club. No, I mean, they're a social club.
They're just social clubs, yeah.
And mum and dad used to do a lot of charity work for, well, they still do some, mind you, but they used to do all different charity bits and whatnot, and they were always volunteering for things. Anyway, yeah, I walked in with some of my boys, because most of my friends were male. It wouldn't be unusual for me to go out with a group of 14 lads. And Flower, who lived across the road from me. And, yeah, I met Darren there. I wasn't really ready for a relationship, and didn't think any more of it to start off with. I just thought he was a really nice guy. And
I worked, because it was a Saturday, and guy who worked just Saturdays there,
Bubbles,
was a friend of Debbie's, and he also worked up at the Legion some nights as well. So Debbie known from there as well.
I got on really well with him, bless him.
Yeah.
But he sort of like, cause when you've been in a relationship and you lose that person, a lot of things go through your mind. Guilt is one of them.
Yeah.
And as I said, I really liked Darren. He seemed so nice, and that instantly got like me wary. And I was chatting to Bubbles on the phone and said to him, well, he broached the subject, I think, actually, but I said to him, he's a really nice guy. And he said, well, why don't you go out on a date with him?
Because he was at
the Legion at the time when I was talking to him on the mobile. And unbeknown to me, while I was talking to him, he was walking down to the Conservative Club. And what did he say to you?
He didn't. He just handed the phone to me.
Oh, well, he said to me, "Here you go. You can ask him." So yeah. We went to what used to be a local for me, which actually wasn't at all local, but it's where a lot of my school friends went.
It was quite local to you. It was only round the corner from where you lived.
Yeah, but I had a big.
Yeah, okay, you had a big pub at the top. Yeah.
Just on the corner at the top, sort of thing. But no, I went there because a lot of like rugby friends and old school friends and that went there. And yeah, we sat there. I sat down on the edge of the pool table, I think. Told him about my life history, because as you can tell, I pretty much love to talk. Also laid out some other facts and bits and bobs, and it didn't put him off at all. It freaked the hell out of me, because that first date, I sort of thought to myself, I can see me marrying him, which made me feel horrendously guilty. Because you got all these emotions going through your head, and basically Bubbles gave me a good talking to, and yeah,
Well, you didn't. You said you wanted to be. So just wanted to be friends.
Just wanted to be
I was
friends.
like, yeah, we'll be friends. It's not a problem. You guys go have more friends. That's not bad. And then you spoke to Bubbles another night.
Yeah.
And you sent me a message. You sent a text message. All right. And you didn't get a message back for ages.
No, I didn't. I thought he was either asleep or he.
Well, interested.
not interested. I knew you were interested. I think pretty much everybody knew you were interested. But it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I thought really. I was worried that he was thinking that I was mucking him round, but then I also thought that I knew him even then well enough to think that he wouldn't look at it like that, because I was been open to him about different bits and bobs.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Then you received back about 5 or 6 text messages
in a row.
Yeah, because back then, if you remember, with the earlier bits of text messages,
that's right,
they didn't send us one message.
No.
They would only do 180 characters or something, and then they would each send us separate text messages because it went through.
Now, bearing in mind that I'd waited for a response. Now, my typing's a lot slower than Darren's on phones and that back then, because I hadn't really been that afraid with them, really. Yeah. So either I rang him or he rang me. I don't know which way round we did it. No.
I think you phoned me up, I think, from the response bit.
Oh, that's right, yes, because otherwise it would have woken up other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were on the phone till the early hours, and we didn't really look back after that, to be honest.
No.
I knew, as I said, on the first date, getting to know him, because, I know they say, you know, old daughters look for things similar to their father. I don't. I wanted somebody like my grandfather. My dad would drive me up the wall. I love him to bits, but he's so manic. And my granddad was sort of a really, really lovely man. The sort of man you want to marry, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously, I didn't have natural feelings towards my grandfather. I just knew that I wanted what my nan had.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's how we met.
Yes.
It's a conservative club, highly romantic.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, how it all came together was in the end, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, any more questions?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You've barely scratched the surface, people.
Barely scratched the surface. You missed bits out as well. So you usually say to people, said, "Oh, ask you could have leather trousers."
Oh yeah, I've got this thing. Even on our wedding video, my mum says, not being funny, but my daughter's always had a thing for. Actually, I think it was my dad that said about that.
Yeah.
My daughter's always had a thing for like leather trousers, and she quite likes tattoos, and Mum turned round. She's quite quiet. She said, I do like a little nice bit of leather. I know it's not the thing now, and I know it's not popular now, but it uses the whole cow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just I was never into normal, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Guys
in suits do nothing for me. And if anything, actually, I tend to be a little bit wary, because you never know who they are. Whereas if people are wearing clothes, not that they think are fashionable, but that they think, you know, that are to their taste, it's more sort of what opens out more of them. Yeah. They're more comfortable in their skin and things like that. So Not saying that there's anything wrong with man in a suit, but it's just not. It's something that I am very wary of. But yeah. But no, I say we just no we were lucky. I was really lucky to find him. So yeah. Poor devil. But when you've got to bear in mind as well that when we met, I was able-bodied. I had a good job.
You did a great job.
I had a great job, yes, I did. Until my boss left and the demon from hell took over. Both of us ended up going with breakdowns. Well, not both of us.
Not both of us.
No, you didn't. No. What I mean is there were two in the office that went with breakdowns, and other people were encouraged to leave in other ways. So, in actual fact, from the original staff, there's only one person left.
Yeah.
So that'll give you an idea of what this woman was like. But no, no, just, but no, I was really lucky. Really, really lucky. Especially since when you consider I'm now a wheelchair user, I'm not able-bodied particularly at all. In fact, really not. I mean, Darren will help me dress in the mornings and so on. So, you know, I found a good one. I don't need Valentine's presents because he loves me every day of the year and shows it. So, you know, it's depends on how you look at romance. But yeah. No, Simon's a lucky girl. I've got beautiful hamsters and a wonderful husband. And, okay, you know, could do with a ground floor place. But at the end of the day, at least I've got someone trapped up here with me that I want to be around.
Someone trapped up here with me?
Yeah, give me
sounds like I'm locked in.
While I'm in the oval.
Is that where you're growing your hair?
Yeah. Oh, shush. I'm just going to see what the next one is. If it's a long one... Yeah, it is a long one. So what I think I'm going to do, people, is we'll have a Pop Goes the Weasel one next week.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be...
really, really long.
Really long. And you know me, you ask me one question and you get the answer to about 80. So, you know, I'm pretty detailed to a degree. But yeah. Anyway, I have to go because I'm going to be doing another one of my projects. So if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen the Gringotts video that was put on, you're seeing this tomorrow, so a couple of days ago. And yeah, it's worth a look, even if you just sit through to the end. We'll watch a bit of the put together bits and things.
Yeah, and I'm going to be going out soon because there's going to be a bloke coming around to replace the back window of our car.
Yes.
Because some nice person smashed it the other day.
Yeah, we had the joy of that the other day, which again actually leads me to my next point. I think it's Lollyween, and is it Angela or Leanne?
It's Lollyween and Angela.
Right.
Leanne didn't want anything.
No, bless her. You're more than welcome. But no,
we still haven't sent it out yet.
We haven't sent it out yet. It was supposed to go out this week because I was waiting for something that I insisted to Darren that I wanted. And I'll explain that when you've got it. But I was waiting for something, and essentially he was supposed to go out for Sawdust for the Syrians and to post bits and drop off a Christmas present to one of our friends and their child.
Right.
Lovely child, actually. She's an absolute sweetheart. But yeah, their presents are still by the fridge, and yeah, we're not very organised, I'm afraid. So we haven't forgotten. It hasn't been lost in the post.
Yeah.
But it's going to have to be, if it's not this week, it'll be next week, because Darren can only leave me at certain times and bits like that. So
Well, it's not going to be next week. It's currently, well, it could be this week, because it could be tomorrow, couldn't it?
possibly. It depends on what comes up.
Yeah.
But no, it'll probably be next week because it'll probably coincide it with when he goes to pick up my medication. So,
yeah.
Because, as I said, he doesn't leave me unless he absolutely has to. So, just so yeah.
Debbie's got a habit of throwing her sticks on the floor. She's
got
ties to go around them and go around her wrist. Will she use them? No.
They're fallen off now anyway, those ties did.
Yeah, it's because you don't use them.
I don't know where they've gone actually.
I don't know.
But it's not just that. I can get quite wobbly at times, and I also can faint on occasion. So, yeah. Hey ho.
Anyway, till next time, have a good one.
Bye. Be different.
And we'd like to see some more questions.
Yes, more questions, please. Yes, because I really love it, because it's like talking to somebody. Other than Darren and the hamsters. And don't get me wrong, I love talking to them. Nothing would stop me talking.
But the hamsters don't talk back.
They do.
Not in English.
No, but I'm pretty sure some of them say some rude words in hamster.
Yes, especially Bonnie.
Anyway, guys.
Yep.
Be safe,
See you
be
later.
happy, be different. Bye.